We're at the point where Franklin invents the glass harmonica. So I thought I'd share with you a sort of standard presentation that I use so you can learn about Franklin inventing it and one way that I present that at the same time. Hello, I'm William Zeitler and I'm here to share with you the glass harmonica. So Benjamin Franklin was in London in 1761 representing the colonies, something about that taxation without representation. And Franklin was very interested in music. He played a half dozen instruments well enough to amuse himself and friends at parties and like that. And while he was in London, he attended a concert by a colleague of his in the Royal Academy where his colleague was playing on a set of water-tuned wine glasses like we've all done at Thanksgiving to annoy our friends and family. So this gentleman had a whole set, was playing tunes on them, and Franklin was enchanted. So here, if you actually have a set of musical glasses, you can start with that. But without one even, just a single wine glass works fine. So Franklin saw this friend of his perform on a set of musical glasses and decided that, well, he was really enchanted with the sound and decided that he wanted to come up with a more convenient arrangement. So the first thing he wanted to do was eliminate the water tuning because that's a pain in the neck. It's hard to tune it in the first place. And then it's constantly evaporating and going out of tune. And he also wanted to be able to play more than 2 glasses at a time. And he wanted to have lots of glasses, much more glasses in a much more compact space. So Franklin thought about these problems. And this is what he came up with. So the reason I do this is that it's a bit of a mystery and it gives them a moment to think, how would I go from this to something that solved these problems? The wet finger around the wine glass, or the water tuning, the more than 2 glasses at the same time, and the lots and lots of glasses in a compact space. So meanwhile, back to the video. So this is what Franklin came up with. So I do the big reveal and there's always a gasp. It's one of the most fun moments. Ta-da! Franklin's favorite invention. At least he said it was the one that gave him the most personal satisfaction. So it became very popular in Europe, and even Mozart wrote music for it. So this is where I would play the Mozart piece, and I'm not going to do that just in the interest of time. But a variation you could do is, it became very popular in Europe and also in America. So here's a colonial tune you might recognize, and you could just play something like Yankee Doodle or like that. So then so I'd done playing, I said, alas, the world of music was changing. Music was moving out of relatively small aristocratic halls into larger public concert halls. And for those, the larger the room, the more tickets you could sell. So the instruments of the orchestra and the piano were all re-engineered to be as loud as possible. But there was nothing they could do to make the glass harmonica any louder. And in fact, we have reviews from the period saying, in effect, the harmonica was really lovely, what little bit we could hear of it. And so by about the middle of the 19th century, it had basically fallen completely out of use. So it's even still on the endangered musical instrument list. All right, so that should give you an idea of kind of a brief way that you can introduce the instrument. And then one of the things I like about that approach is that it covers the basics and it gives the audience an opportunity to explore it with their own questions. So that's really kind of fun, is fielding the questions. And I've covered enough in the video that you should be able to answer 95% of the questions that people will have for you.